This is part two of the Stop Overthinking and Tips for Better Decision Making podcast. So, what we need to realize too is that not deciding something is actually a decision. So, it can be tempting to delay difficult or uncomfortable decisions. That's quite normal. And this seems like a way of avoiding a bad outcome for us. But what we're really doing is allowing life to decide for us, and that can make us feel passive and powerless in a way. So there's a tip: you can write down the consequences of endlessly delaying a decision. What might you miss out? It's a really good question to ask. And then we also need to recognize that some decisions just will not feel very good. It's unrealistic to expect that every decision gives us a warm, fuzzy feeling. Many daily choices are likely to feel neutral, while big dilemmas can feel incredibly difficult. It doesn't matter what you decide. So you can try this out. You write down the emotion you struggle with most when making decisions. And then you can list 3 ways you can cope with this feeling rather than overthinking or procrastinating. So look at alternatives of, sort of um, overcoming the emotion that you were struggling with at the time, because it doesn't feel good. So, how do we overcome this? What is it that I might need to do to make this making process easier? And then at the end, we have to accept that there is risk. It's unavoidable. Obviously, every decision comes with some risk. Avoiding obviously dangerous decisions makes sense, but taking reasonable risks to move towards your goals is really necessary to learn, grow, and thrive. So you can try this out. When faced with a tough decision, you can ask yourself, will it bring me closer to the goal or my value? Is the risk worth the potential reward? And what would be the risk of doing nothing? Well, those are really, really good questions because it brings clarity, and also helps you overcome the fear of maybe taking too much risk. At the end of the day, you know that every decision involves loss and compromise. Uh, Loss is also an inevitable part of decision making. By choosing one path, you're foregoing another, and that's the truth. If you choose to move to New York, you're choosing not to live in Florida, for example. But maybe part of you really wanted to live in Florida, and that can be a heartbreaker. So try it out. If after making a decision, acknowledge what you had to give up, but embrace the path you chose. Because at the end of the day, it was still a choice, even if it makes you feel a little unhappy. But the choice was the better one, that you've chosen. So we all can acknowledge the loss that we feel when we lose something that we would have liked to have. Okay, and the last one is a big one too, because sometimes we make a decision, but then we kind of want to reverse it because doubt creeps in. So we need to resist reversing the decision because of doubt. You make a decision, and then the doubt creeps in. That sounds very familiar, doesn't it? It's really tempting to reverse a decision to ease this anxiety that we feel, all this doubt. But actually, this doesn't really work. In fact, you will probably want to reverse the reversal. So you can try this out. When you feel doubt about your decision, ask if there's something truly new to consider. Maybe there's some new information. However, if there's not, stay the course. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for listening.